it was a real mess. I was in a lot of pain.
I would have burned out. I think I would have left teaching.
I'd say I was depressed.
I was very, very shy.
I don't think I could have survived the last 3 years without social therapy.
Founded in 1979, the Eastside Institute for Short-Term Psychotherapy is a research and training center for social therapy and other cultural approaches to human growth and community. Dr. Lois Holzman is the Director of Research and Educational Programs at the Eastside Institute.
The Eastside Institute is a unique kind of think tank for an international development community of thousands. It's open to anyone who's involved in creating environments and opportunities for people of all ages to create together, to perform together, to find new ways of relating, to create culture, and to change the world. People come to the Institute, psychotherapists, counselors, educators, in their search to find a way to make their work more meaningful for themselves and their clients. They're often disappointed, disillusioned, angry at the limitations of their institution, and they find in social therapy a new methodology for relating to people as creators of their lives, as both who they are and who they're becoming.
I work as a social therapist in Bronx and community care center with mild mentally retarded people. Social therapy helped me don't see my patient as any diagnostic category, but see them as people.
As social therapists, what we do is literally, we work to get rid of that network of categories in our heads and to figure out from scratch what we're going to do with the patient, what the two of us are going to create together.
Through the training at the Eastside Institute, I've been able to help people create their lives, to create new ways of being in the world.
Others use their training outside the psychotherapy office through institute-designed social therapeutic programs. Barbara Silverman's program, Let's Talk About It, is a new approach to school-based mental health services that operates in Erasmus Hall High School in Brooklyn, New York.
We've been able to create a place for them in the school that they feel is safe to be able to talk about the kinds of things, traumas in their life, their painful experiences, their dreams, their past abuse. We're able to take all of this and use those experiences to build something positive in their lives.
Institute graduate Mark Balsam has given the seriously and persistently mentally ill a new performatory lease on life as director of the Chelton Loft in New York City.
The whole performance aspect of it has given people the inkling that they could be somebody else, that they could perform other than who they are. And that opens up tremendous possibilities.
David Nachman is the director of Performance of a Lifetime, a training and consulting firm for professional and organizational development.
What social therapy has done is given me, a professional actor, director, trained in those arts, a way to take the passion and the joy that I have in performing and give it to all kinds of people. Doctors, people in finance, lawyers, people who are not performers, but can use these skills, this activity in all of the things they do in their lives.
Many social therapy graduates find that their training has a transformative impact on their work in health and educational institutions.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could actually recreate yourself what a doctor should be, or what a doctor might be, or what a doctor could be? That, I have gone through that, you know, many times over myself, and to see that kind of concept now transmitted to the younger generation of physicians is, for me as a medical educator, very exciting.
I started playing with being a teacher in the same ways that they played with being a mommy, a daddy, Superman. I sort of started imitating how they play, how they improvise and play all the time. I started imitating that in my role as a teacher.
The contribution of social therapy is in understanding that you are not your disease. You are a very complex, rich person, a mother, a lover, a secretary, and you have a condition called diabetes.
The Institute's discovery that performance leads human development is at the heart of 2 award-winning programs for inner-city youth. The All-Stars Talent Show Network, founded in 1983, works with over 20,000 young people who produce and perform in talent shows in their neighborhoods. Its sister program, the Joseph A. Forgione Development School for Youth, is an intensive leadership training program that has graduated 200 16 to 21-year-olds in the last 4 years.
When they come to do the interview and you say, why are you here? You have 15-year-olds saying things like, well, I thought I was finished growing. I didn't know that I could be other than who I am. I'm here because you said I could keep developing, that I could develop.
The young people create these identities for themselves, or someone else gives it to them. And what Lenore and I convey to the young people is that they can keep creating who they are, that they don't have to get stuck in any identity that anyone has given them.
The Institute community crosses geographical borders and disciplinary boundaries. It encompasses practitioners and scholars, partners and friends. Many of these people, professionals who've been creating alternatives for many years.
Social therapy has done one thing that sounds silly, but it's helped me say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Those words never came out of my mouth before. I never admitted to being wrong, never.
Putting him in a school that used the social therapy model, within literally a few days, the blinking that was excessive to, 50 times a minute almost stopped completely.
The process was a positive one, both for our son and for our family.
Here's this kid, and yes, he does see the world a little differently, and let's start to look at it through him. And accept his vision of the world.
I feel like the group that I'm in, that we are a community, and the activity that we do is building that community week after week after week.
I developed a professional, successful way of being in the world that was way beyond me. I could have never accomplished this alone, and it still kind of amazes me. Not to overstate it, it's just that I came so far relative to where I started.
When I talk about my mom introducing me to social therapy, I always say she gave me my life twice. Obviously she gave me my life when she gave birth to me, but she by introducing me to social therapy, she really made sure I had an incredibly rich life, and it was the best tools she could ever give me.
There's one of 2 things that people tend to see when they first look at social therapy. One thing they say is, oh, this just looks like traditional therapy. I'm always struck by how they say that. They always say that as a negative. Most of these people are traditional therapists, so it's always seems to me a strange thing to say. So this looks like traditional therapy. Well, I mean. And then the other thing that people tend to say is, what is this? There's no therapy. No one's doing therapy. And I think both are true. In some ways, it's traditional because people come to therapy to get help with their emotional problems. And just as the All-Stars go to the All-Stars to win, people come to therapy to get help with their own emotional problems. That doesn't mean that that's what you do when you're there, you see. What they do when they're there in social therapy is people work to create an environment of a certain kind, an environment where everybody is able to perform different things, to create a new play. In some ways, I now talk about social therapy as it's a grouping of people who meet once a week, 20, 25 people in my groups. They come together, and with my help and support, and my co-therapist's help and support, what they effectively do is they create a new play every week.
Social therapy has given me the opportunity to have a much fuller life.
We don't have to be isolated, alone, distant from other people. We can transform that.
Old friends are new again, and I have new friends.
Well, I wake up every day and ask myself, how am I going to perform today?
Social therapy is the most exciting and challenging thing I do all week. I really look forward to it.
Social therapy has helped me give expression to my passion, my decency, and my desire to change the world.
The challenge is to keep growing.